Bună dimineața, suntem live la o nouă ediție Creative Week. De această dată, în această dimineață, îl avem pe Matt Rutter. Bună dimineața, Matt!
Bună!
Pe Matt Rutter eu îl cunosc personal din 2014, dar acesta a fost alături de Gen Moldova din 2013. Vom încerca să trecem la limba engleză pentru că este limba în care Matt se simte mult mai comod și poate să ne spună mult mai multe în această limbă. Good morning once again, Matt, and I wanted to ask you, you are participating, you came here as
Yeah,
came to Moldova
as a Peace Corps volunteer, actually. So I came to Peace Corps in June of 2012, and I was originally sent to the Gaguz region to be able to support the economy there in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce in the South.
How will you describe your experience as a Peace Corps volunteer in Gagauzia?
It was an adventure, I would say. I was sent with a pretty broad mission to be able to support the efforts of the local Chamber of Commerce in developing the economy. And I was able to do more or less anything that fit within those parameters. And that gave me a lot of creativity to try to understand first what are the needs of the local economic region and how a 21-year-old kid might be able to assist in developing that region. Now, the first thing that I found after meeting with a number of entrepreneurs and discussing with people the challenges that they're having in developing their business is that many entrepreneurs were overly focused on their product or the tangible thing that they were doing. They didn't have any concern for their customers and the needs of the customers. They assumed if I'm able to produce these tomatoes, if I'm able to produce this furniture, if I'm able to produce this special new type of seed, then of course people will want to buy it. But they never were able to, or very rarely did they go out and try to understand if there was a need for their product. And so most of my time in the first couple of years when I was with the Peace Corps was actually taking the lean startup methodology, translating that into Romanian and Russian with help of some professional translators, and then getting that methodology and ideology out there that we need to be going out and doing rapid testing. We need to do customer development, get out of the building and be able to speak with customers about the problems that they have so that we can develop a solution and base our products and services around that solution that is able to improve their life.
But your experience didn't stop in Gagauzia only, because you started in 2013 as at creation and bringing GU in Republic of Moldova with Olesia and Julie.
Exactly. So around that time, I actually got connected with Julie, who was also a Peace Corps volunteer, because we were starting up a program called the Diamond Challenge. And now a lot of people in Moldova know about Diamond Challenge. It's a high school entrepreneurship competition that allows youth to be able to develop a business plan and then pitch it from stage and actually have the chance to go and compete with some US teams and now teams from several different countries in Delaware in the United States. And so we were developing the very first year of that here in Moldova, and it was during the same time as the Global Entrepreneurship Week. And so that was my first interaction, is being able to see how we can have these different regional events that are also connected to the global event of Global Entrepreneurship Week.
Yes, and from the stage of GU, from the stage of Peace Corps, how did you evaluate your career? Because you didn't go back to the States after your mandate was over. How did you evaluate? What made you stay here?
Yeah. I actually I extended my Peace Corps service, and as my time was coming up, my first 2 years were coming up for the Peace Corps, I saw the need in Moldova for greater financial, access to capital for entrepreneurs because there were a lot of trainings to help people think about their business or to write a business plan. But once they wrote the business plan, many of the people I was working with, they didn't have the capital they needed to be able to start a company. So I saw the need for access to capital. I really saw socially a need for jobs, for good jobs in Moldova, because even back then, Moldova was talking about how many young people were leaving the country. Right now it's an epidemic, but back in 2014, 13, 14, it was evident that there were too many young people leaving the country, or too many people from villages that were being forced to try to go get some risky jobs in Russia or in Turkey or in other regions of the world, and they would expose themselves to human trafficking. And I was working with some Peace Corps volunteers that were telling me all these statistics about how Moldova at that time was ranked number 7 in the world for the likelihood of a young person being trafficked, and seeing people that I actually knew go try to find a job, and then we never heard from them again. And so I am a Christian, and I prayed about that, and I tried to ask God if there's anything that he had for me here in Moldova, rather than to go back to the United States and work in a startup like I was planning. And I felt a call or a leading to stay here, and that God would provide a way for me to make an impact here in Moldova, and that he would use me to bring his kingdom, or to bring love and opportunity to people here in Moldova through business. And so I got together with a group of some other guys, a guy from Moldova, a guy from Switzerland, and we started up a small investment firm here in Moldova. And we started doing the investments usually around $5,000 to be able to just create small jobs. And that's evolved into a business that's now investing equity-based investments between 20,000 and 50,000 euro each investment.
Do you have any success story with this investment fund that you wanted to share with us?
Yeah, we have several success stories. I think our biggest success stories are still to come, but one exciting one for us is it's a good picture of what we want to see just on a bigger scale in the future. We invested in a guy named Eduard in Koban, excuse me, not in Koban, in Ushire in the north, and he studied school in Chisinau. He had a lot of opportunities to go internationally, but he also felt like he had a calling or a purpose to go back to his village and keep people from risking their lives in dangerous jobs that could lead to human trafficking. So he asked us if we would be interested in investing, and we took him through a training program and helped him develop a model for a dairy farm. And we put an investment into his dairy farm about 2 years ago up in Ushire, and now he's actually expanding it. He's creating some more jobs. He has started doing some similar farm work that he is able to provide feed for himself and for people in the area. He's soon going to be starting to do some cheese production as well. And with each one of those advancements, he's able to invest back into his own company. He's able to gain shareholder wealth for our organization. And more importantly, he's able to create more jobs along the way for each new development that he has to the business. And he is a very faithful guy in that he works the beginning part of his day out on the field and with the cows and milking process and selling the milk. And then in the second half of the day, he goes and he leads different youth community groups. And so he's also a Christian. He will talk to people about Bible stories, or he will play songs for them. And he provides food to youth in that region who otherwise have, many of them have their fathers that have left. They don't have much male influence in their life. And these are people who really care about not only helping the economy grow and being able to produce enough funds for their own family to survive and for the region to have jobs, but they also care about the social development and the leadership development of youth in their region. So his name's Edward.
Yeah, but in the same time, you were involved in developing Baby Moon, Chichi Baby Kira, that was the champion, vice champion of CDC in 2016.
Yeah, so I worked with a woman named Jetta starting in 2014-ish, maybe 2013, to be developing what at that time was called the Choo Choo Baby Carrier, an ergonomic baby carrier that helped mothers and fathers be able to wear the child next to them. And that had a lot of success over the course of 10 years, being able to sell in Russia, in the East, but also in Romania, Germany, France, and a couple sales even in North America. And we were able to put together a little bit of a strategy for them to develop that company. But then about a year ago now, in 2016, Jetta had an idea, an epiphany, that this carrier could really be enhanced if we were able to place a baby sensor, a vital sign sensor inside the carrier that would be able to track the data of the baby and be able to bring that to medical professionals. And with that idea, she went through our organization, Kingdom Paradigms Accelerator Program. We developed the idea a little bit further. She got connected then to the Rockstar Digital Health Accelerator in Nijmegen in the Netherlands. And a few months ago, we just completed that accelerator program, and Jetta has invited me on board. So we're together trying to make Baby Moon one of the first internationally successful, scalable tech startups for hardware that's being based out of Moldova. Even though we have a Dutch company, we still have production based here in Moldova, and we have international opportunities to be able to sell around the world. There's a lot of people excited about the product.
It's 5 years that you're in Moldova. You've already passed through many stages and have done a lot of things. You were involved in many projects. How do you see yourself now, 5 years later? How will you describe yourself? Who are you, Rutter?
How do I describe myself? Well, I can't start that answer any other way than I see myself as a servant. I see myself as a Christian, and so I'm originally here to help, and that's why I'm still here, is to help. I'm not in Moldova because I think Moldova is the easiest country to live in. It's not. I don't even think it's the most beautiful country. It is beautiful, but I'm here because I feel like there's a purpose and that there's a future for Moldova. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not as optimistic about Moldova's future and potential as I am. But my hope isn't on what we see here, because if it was, it would be easy to be discouraged by corruption and by the challenges to doing business and challenges just to do life here in Moldova. But I see that there is something at work here in Moldova, and that there's a lot of possibility for growth and potential. So that optimist, entrepreneur, investor, you can use whatever title you want.
But in the same time, as I said, when we started, I met you in 2014 when we started Creative Business Cup competition. At that time, you were a mentor, and you were helping us, and you were presenting the national finals here in Moldova. We continued to work also in 2015 when we started the first gala. Last year, you had the double presenter of the Creative Business Cup, but you're also a member of the jury. How do you see the evaluation of and the development of Creative Business Cup in the Republic of Moldova? Because you were from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. I see that the event itself is growing just as the startup ecosystem is also growing. So the quality and the readiness for investment of the proposals is developing each year. If you take a look at the completeness of the investment proposals in the first year, they were different than they are perhaps this last year. And at the Creative Business Cup, you're seeing truly some of Moldova's best ideas on display there. Slightly biased because our own company has been on stage last year, but I think it's really important for in this season when many people are not very optimistic about what is possible in Moldova or whether innovation can really happen here, for there to be an event like Creative Business Cup to show that there are Moldovans that are doing the work, that are developing innovation here in the country, and that they then go on and compete and sometimes even win internationally. Jetta is an example of that. Not with the Creative Business Cup, with another cup or competition that was related to Global Entrepreneurship Network called Get in the Ring, but still. Jetta went on, and with the Choo Choo Baby Carrier project, she was able to not only win in Moldova, but in Bulgaria, and then she placed internationally in the international competition. So it's exciting to see companies that are truly successful internationally, and I want to see more of that.
It's true, they go internationally, but in your opinion, why people should participate? Why they should complete the application form?
One, I would say if you're an entrepreneur and you feel like you are ready to get some international recognition or just even some national recognition, then completing an application form is not the hardest thing that you're going to have to do to make your company successful. So if you call yourself an entrepreneur, you can take some time to just complete that application form and get it in. Why should someone join the Creative Business Cup? I think it's a great opportunity, like I said, to get visibility, but also to be able to get feedback from a larger group of people about what are the areas of potential flaws or holes in your business idea that you have. What are the areas where people get really excited about and maybe you should focus in on? And then what are the target customers that are truly interested in this product? You might be in the audience having, I don't know, mothers that are in their 40s, and you expect that they're going to be the ones that are most excited about your product, but then you end up talking to people afterward and they weren't excited. It was actually the young girls that were in their 20s. And those are good insights that you can get from speaking to large groups of people about what you do. And the Creative Business Cup is one of those good opportunities to get your product out there.
Thank you, but it's not, I ask you because, as you know, we are now in the period of collecting application from the startups from Republic of Moldova. So last night was, did the first edition of application, and now we are started at 9 o'clock in a few minutes, the second part of application. So the startups that want to go globally, want to have recognition, want to test their business model, and where are they now, can go to the Moldova Facebook page, find the application form completed, fill it, and jump in the adventure that will why not lead them to Denmark in November 2017 during Global Entrepreneurship Week. We're waiting for them to come. Thank you very much, Matt, for the interesting discussion this morning, for being honest.
Yeah.
And for supporting Moldova programs.
Of course, you are welcome, and I encourage everyone to join the team and get involved with CBC.
Yes, and I want to say all Swiss Romanian, vreau să vă spun mulțumesc pentru că m-ați vizionat în această dimineață. Vă reamintesc că am vorbit cu Matt Rutter, care a venit în 2012 în Republica Moldova ca și voluntar al Corpului Pace și a fost trimis selectat ca să lucreze pentru regiunea din Găgăuzia. Right, Matt?
Yes.
Yes. Dar drumul lui în Republica Moldova sau șederea Republica Moldova nu s-a oprit aici, pentru că acesta a continuat și a rămas în Republica Moldova și pentru încă un mandat al Corpului Pace. După aceasta, pentru ca să identifice soluțiile care ar ajuta antreprenorii din Republica Moldova, una dintre aceste soluții propuse de Rutter a fost fondarea Fondului de Investiții Kingdom Paradigm, care ajută antreprenorii atât cu resurse financiare modeste, dar mai mult cu expertiză, cu soluții și cu traininguri care îi ajută să se dezvolte. În același timp, Matt este consultant în mai multe proiecte. Unul dintre aceste proiecte este Fashion Acceleration Program din cadrul Zip House. Le oferă expertiză, consultanță și le oferă multe sfaturi din timpul lui și din experiența lui. Rutter a fost alături de Gen Moldova din 2013, practic de când am venit de la fondare. Și este în continuare și vă așteptăm împreună cu Rutter, cu Elisa Fordun și cu restul echipelor să vă alăturați cu business-ul creativ. Să completați formula de aplicare și să intrați în competiția care vă poate duce spre Danemarca și vă poate aduce din experiență. Noi vom reveni cu mai multe detalii despre Cupa Business-ului Creativ și vom reveni săptămâna viitoare cu o nouă ediție a Creative Week. Thank you, Matt, once again, and have a nice day. See you next time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
La revedere!